Welcome to climbingarborist.com. In this episode of Basic Climbing Techniques, I'm going to show you how to branch walk. Branch walking is one of the basic techniques that you really need to master to be able to get around the tree properly. So for branch walking, I'm just going to walk along this low limb here on this oak tree. First thing you need to do is make sure you get a really good high anchor point. The higher the better, as long as it's strong and it's going to take your weight and you've no worries about that. Once you get down to the limb that you need to walk out on, you want to always have the slack in the bottom of your rope sort of ahead of you. So what I'm going to do here is just pull all the rope through over this little side branch. Otherwise, if you have it on this side of the side branch, it's always going to be pulling against you, which is going to make the job of branch walking a little harder. Once you've got your rope in front of you, put your weight in your climbing harness, so all of your weight is in it and your feet are really just there for balance. And then you want to look where you're going, and you can also use your free hand just to keep your balance. So pretty much 80 or 90% of my weight is still on the rope and the harness, not putting much weight on the branch itself, which enables you to get out on some very small branches. So you're just going to keep going sideways, slowly letting off the friction hitch as you need some more slack. Just keep letting off little bit by little bit. And we're going to keep going right out on the end of this limb, even though it's getting really small now, that you wouldn't ever be able to stand on. But because you've got 80-90% of your weight still on the rope, still in your harness, you're sitting back into it, you can get out onto the very tips of a lot of branches. And then to come back in, I'm just using a simple prusik loop. So coming back in, you just have to sort of go in little bit by little bit, still making sure that the weight is in your harness. So you just have to keep tensioning it up, and then you might get the odd branch in your way, so just pass that around the rope so you can keep going. And just make sure you steady yourself all the time, because if you do come off a long limb and you're just on your rope, you might have quite a bit of a pendulum swing back into the main trunk. So just take it steady and be confident, be sure-footed, and most importantly, if you're on the smaller limbs, just keep that weight in the harness the whole time, and then in no time you'll be sort of running out on limbs. Like once you get your confidence up. And so yeah, this is branch walking, and this is the one that you've really got to master, because this is what tree climbing, being an arborist, is all about.